Hi friends, this is the word study read for grade 3, week 1. We will be reading a story today in your Ways, Characters, Shapes, Stories booklets. So please make sure you have that, a pencil, and a highlighter. If you need to pause the video, you can do that now. We will flip to page 10 in our booklets. The story that we are going to read is called Geese for the Queen. This story is a folk tale, and folk tales are stories that are usually passed down through word of mouth. So our story today is about two queens. We are going to be answering some questions that go along with this story, annotating in the story, and then we are going to find a bunch of long E words. So first, let's just start by thinking about the questions that we're going to be answering, and then we'll get started with reading. So while we're reading our story, I want you to think about these things. Think about, why did the geese go to the rich queen? Think about why the rich queen would not free the geese, and why the geese wish they would have stayed with the poor queen. Now, if you can't remember all that right now, that's totally fine. We're going to go back over it, but once we start reading, it might spark your memory a little bit. All right, here we go. Geese for the queen. Once upon a time, there were two queens. Each wanted to be more generous than the other. One queen was rich and gave gold to all who asked. The other was poor, but she gave food to all who were hungry. One day, 3 geese landed at the poor queen's feet. "Feed us!" they screamed. The poor queen scattered some seeds on the ground. "We prefer to eat silver and gold," they said. "Then you must go see the other queen," replied the poor queen. She was sad to see the geese leave, for they were pretty and would have liked living in the pond near her castle. The 3 geese flew off to the rich queen. "Feed us!" they screamed. The rich queen also thought the geese were pretty. She tossed some gold pieces on the ground. As the geese gobbled them up, she dropped a cage on them. "Free us!" the geese cried. "You may have all the gold you like," the queen said, "but I will not free you. I will keep you inside so I can see you whenever I want." The geese grew fat from eating gold. Each day they wished they could fly away. They wanted to return to the poor queen, even if they had to eat seeds. "Our freedom is worth more than gold," they sighed. All right, so let's think about those questions that I told you in the beginning before we started reading. The first question that we are going to answer, we are going to find in our text, why did the geese go to the rich queen? So I want you to look back in your story and I want you to find, why did the geese go to the rich queen? If you're stuck, I want you to look back in paragraph 2. So you should have found that the geese got some seeds from the poor queen, but that wasn't good enough. They prefer to eat silver and gold. So go ahead and give that a squiggly underline. And we know from paragraph 1 that one of the queens was rich and she gave gold to all Who asked? We can underline this part too. Good. All right, let's look at the next one. So then the geese go to the rich queen. She gives them the gold. They're super happy. But then what does she do? She drops a cage on them. Why does she drop the cage on them? She wants to keep them, right? She wants to keep them inside the cage so she can see them whenever she wants. So right here in paragraph 5, it says, I will keep you inside so I can see you whenever I want. That is why she would not free them. But if you remember, the poor queen also wanted to keep them. She thought that they would be perfect for living in the pond near her castle. She could still see them, but they didn't have to be in a cage. So now the geese are stuck with the rich queen, and they wished they would have stayed with the poor queen. In paragraph 6, it says they wanted to return to the poor queen. Why did they want to return to the poor queen? If you're not sure, keep reading in paragraph 6. They realize that their freedom is worth more than gold. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to have you do a little writing here in the margin. I'll give you a sentence starter to start, but I want you to tell me, why did the geese wish they stayed with the poor queen? Now you're going to use what we underlined down here at the bottom, but now I want you to write it. So here's your sentence starter. The geese wished they stayed with the poor queen because, and I want you to finish that sentence. So go ahead and pause the video and finish that sentence. Okay, so you should have written something about them wanting to be free, because if they stayed with the poor queen, they would have been able to be free in the pond and not stuck in a cage. All right, you can put your pencils down. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go back into our story, and we are going to find all of the words that have a long E sound. And I'm warning you now, there are a lot. So before we start that, let's talk about how can we spell that long E sound. We know that we can have a vowel consonant with a magic E at the end to make the vowel say its name. We know the long E can be spelled with an EA, an EE, an EY, like in the word key, just a Y, like many, an IE, like in the word believe, and just an E. So there are so many different spellings for the long E sound. Guess how many words we're going to find in our text? 52. I'll write a 52 right here. That is your goal. This includes the title, and it also includes any words that repeat throughout the story. So We know that in this story, we are talking about geese and queens. So anytime you see geese and anytime you see queen or queens, you know you're highlighting those. Okay, go ahead and pause the video. See how many long E words you can find. Remember, the long E says E, and it can be spelled any of these ways. Good luck, friends. All right, how did you do? Did you find all 52? All right, let's go ahead. If you accidentally highlighted one that is not a long E sound, you can just put like a slash through it or an X through it with your pencil. And if you forgot any, make sure you grab your highlighter and highlight. All right, so we already highlighted geese and queen. Let's keep going. Once upon a time, there were two queens. Each wanted to be more generous than the other. One queen was rich and gave gold to all who asked. The other was poor, but she gave food to all who were hungry. I don't know about you guys, but when I was reading this the first time through, I kept forgetting these small little words that just have the E. I was looking for bigger, longer words. So I had to read it a couple times. One day, 3 geese landed at the poor queen's feet. "Feed us," they screamed. Now they has the EY, but they makes the A sound, not the E sound. So that's why that one's not highlighted. The poor queen scattered some seeds on the ground. "We prefer to eat silver and gold," they said. So we're going to highlight eat. Now, when I say this word right here, I say prefer, but some people might pronounce it as prefer. So if you say it like me, prefer, you can highlight it. If you don't say prefer and you say prefer like that, then you don't need to highlight it. Okay, let's keep going. Paragraph 3. Then you must go see the other queen, replied the poor queen. Oh, my friends, I missed one. Did you highlight replied? So now we're looking for 53 total. My, oh my. Okay, there's queen. She was sad to see, so she and see the geese leave, for they were pretty and would have liked living in the pond near her castle. The 3 geese flew off to the rich queen. So we have 3 geese and queen. "Feed us," they screamed. We've seen those words before. The rich queen also thought the geese were pretty. She tossed them some gold pieces on the ground. Pieces is one of those words that has the IE, like believe, where it's not pronounced with an I. It actually has that E sound, pieces. As the geese gobbled them up, she dropped a cage on them. So here's another she. Then the geese say, "Free us!" the geese cried. "You may have all the gold you like," the queen said, "but I will not free you. I will keep you inside so I can see you whenever I want." The geese grew fat from eating gold. So here's geese and here's eating. Each day, they wished they could fly away. They wanted to return to the poor queen. And here we have return. Almost missed that one. Even if they had to eat seeds. Our freedom is worth more than gold, they sighed. So going back up here, I missed one as I was going through. So there are a total of 53 long E sounding words. Woo! All right, that's it for today, friends. Great job. We'll see you later.